We're going to start with our Newsmaker segment and welcome two guests from two groups hoping to make life better, safer, and more productive in Kansas City. Our guests are Classy Alcine, president of KC Common Good, and Alana Mueller, director of community development at American Public Square. Ladies, welcome to Ruckus. Thank you very much for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
I'm going to start with you, Classy. I've been reading articles about KC Common Good, saw some videos, listened to some audio sound bites. It's quite involved. Is there a way you can simplify it for us and tell us in a couple of sentences the purpose of KC Common Good?
So the purpose is that the organization convenes people in organizations in order to address the root causes of violence and create an environment where all people can live safely, securely, and have access to real opportunities here in the metropolitan area.
So violence is the main concern?
Well, it really is about the space of violence and root causes, which can range anywhere from the domestic space to violence against kids, to suicides that are happening. We know here in the greater Kansas City area that many of our school districts have started off the year with having students who have committed suicide. And so we have to do more in this space where people are feeling so hopeless. We have to increase hope and opportunity for all.
Now, Alana, you represent American Public Square, and I know the two organizations are related, but before we talk about the relationship, remind us what your group does.
Sure, I'd be delighted to. American Public Square is a not-for-profit organization that's been in the Kansas City area for about 5 years. And what we do is we bring together non-like-minded people to have civil, fact-based conversations about tough topics. We have many of those today.
Now, what is the connection between American Public Square and KC Common Good?
Sure. About 2 years ago, we were approached by a local philanthropist, Terry Dunn, who thought that American Public Square had a particular approach to addressing issues that might help to address what he called an existential problem in the Kansas City area, which was too much violence. From Terry's perspective, he said too many people are dying, whether that be, as Classy described, by homicide, suicide, domestic violence, violence against children. And he thought that perhaps American Public Square could begin to bring together our more than 2 million citizens in this community to have a conversation about how can we begin to care and empathize with one another and really have a responsibility for taking care of one
Classy,
another.
I assume both of the Dunn family, Terry and his wife Peggy, the mayor of Leawood, both are playing a major role in the development of KC Common Good.
Absolutely. It's a crucial time, I think, for the area. And this morning, I was looking at the Kansas City Police Department report on the homicides. We're at 112. And so in any way that we can create more access, provide more heft to the organizations doing great work, and connect them to the people that need them, we're moving in the right direction. And KC Common Good is about societal change. And to make that happen, you have to have someone who wants to put their hand up and say, okay, can we convene these different groups, get them to work together? And that's where a lot of the
That's the commonality, right?
Yeah.
Your experience in convening
It is.
groups.
Yeah, we believe that by convening the people and organizations already doing this great work, we can provide more heft for them. Truthfully, we don't want to create anything new if we can help it. What we want to do is we want to bring more presence for the organizations already doing this important job of caring for one another.
Classy, how do you measure the effect of KC Common Good?
Well, we're going to have different metrics. A couple of places that we have looked at, or a couple of areas, it could be by reducing violent crime in certain zip codes, but it really could range around our community resources portal, which will be an online space where folks can use to go online. They can call into a number. We have a partnership with United Way 211. Our goal is to build a relationship with different library systems where people can actually walk in and get the resources that they need. So in that way, we will measure by how many people are using them, calling the hotline, along with how many page views we get on our portal itself. And the more of that we should see, more of measurable outcomes.
Give me the website for your organization.
It is kcommongood.org.
And Alana, what's coming up? What meetings are scheduled?
Well, we actually have 2 events at American Public Square that will be co-hosted by KC Common Good. The first will be on October 24th. We'll address the topic of affordable housing and the idea of what are the costs associated with that. I think there's no disagreement that we need to provide more affordable housing in this community, but the question is, how do we make that happen in a realistic way?
Thanks to both of you for coming
you.
in. Appreciate your involvement. Good luck with the organization. Hope things go well, and perhaps you'll come back and see us again and give us an update on how things are progressing.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. That is Classy Alcine with KC Common Good and Alana Mueller with American Public Square. Now let's meet the panel and start a ruckus.